I'm Kira Jean. I'm the founder and CEO of the Dreamwork Collective, and we're a tiny but a very mighty publishing house from the UAE. It's actually a little bit of a sad story. So one of my childhood best friends, she passed away quite a few years ago, and the last message that she had sent me before she passed away was that she really regretted that she hadn't pursued any of her personal writing ambitions. So she had been working for amazing companies as a copywriter for them, but she had so many stories and blog posts and things like that that she had never taken the time to really put together and share with the world, and sadly that time never came for her. So that really inspired me to find my writing and my writer's voice and write something and put it out into the world, and then I went on to help lots of other writers to do the same. For us, we really want to share diverse voices and powerful stories from the region with the world. So from day one, it's always been about taking the amazing talent that we have here and providing them with channels to be able to share their work and spread their work beyond the region and across the globe. So for us, the biggest focus is to nurture talent and then share it with the rest of the world. We had so many challenges. So the first one was that no one really understood what I was trying to do, and I had a lot of people say that it just wasn't going to work. So in 2017, when we started, people were saying that nobody reads anymore, that everyone's obsessed with digital technology, and that it was going to be really hard to be successful as a publisher. And I think at the time, e-commerce was just starting as well. And so we wanted to not only publish books, but sell them through our own e-commerce platform. And so our goal was to really have a direct relationship with our readers and to build our own ecosystem and community. So when it came to registering our business, we had a lot of trouble with licensing because no one really understood how we could be a publisher, but then also be an e-commerce company and kind of do everything together. So in 2017, when we were starting that, we had to do a lot of things to be able to even just get the business off the ground. You know, in the beginning, I think what was so important was to aim for perfection. And obviously with any creative project, perfection is in the eye of the beholder, or in this case, the eye of the reader. But it was really important for us to produce books that were of a high quality, and we've stood by that from when we first started until today. But I would say that beyond having that pursuit of perfection as a leader, the biggest lesson I had came around a few years into my journey as an entrepreneur, and that was that every day I wake up, I'm going to fail at something. And it's the hardest lesson to learn because you just want to reach a point where it becomes easy and where there aren't mistakes and you're like, finally, I've made it and I've figured everything out. But that moment I realized a few years in was never going to come. And so I've made peace with the fact that the responsibility that I carry as a founder and an entrepreneur is huge. And so I'm always going to have that feeling that I've failed at something or something's gone wrong and I'm responsible for it. I have to find a way to fix it. So the biggest leadership lesson is to make peace with the fact that failure is inevitable and every day you're going to wake up and fail at something, but you've got to keep going anyway. Well, Venice Film Festival was such a highlight for us, and we were able to be there because of the work Emirates Publishers Association does. So we had partnered with them to travel to London Book Fair, and we were featured there, which was already a really amazing opportunity for us. But while there, we met the team from Venice Film Festival and applied to participate in 2023, and we were selected. We were the first publishing house from the region to be selected to go over there and share the books that we wanted to present for adaptation to the film industry. So it was an incredible experience. I think we were very humbled to be the first and to kind of forge that path for other publishers in the region, and particularly from the Emirates. And one of the biggest things that I learned was that the people on the film industry side were saying that we can't find content, we don't know where the stories are, and there's not enough content out there for what the world is asking for. They want to have Netflix shows, they want to have streaming platforms, and then blockbuster films, and they couldn't find the content. And I thought that's so strange, because every day we're seeing stories and stories and stories come through our company. So I really realized there's a gap there between the film industry and the publishing industry, because we have so many amazing stories in the Emirates, but for whatever reason, the film industry isn't hearing about them. So our partnership with Emirates Publishers Association, and then off the back of that, our partnership with the Venice Film Festival, has completely changed the direction that we've taken as a business. And now we're really focused on making sure that one of our books that's been published in the Emirates is on the big screen sometime soon. Yeah, so it's really made us focus on the path to adaptation and what that looks like. And even now, when we are curating and selecting stories that we publish, we're already starting to think, how would that translate into other mediums, particularly film? What's been really nice since we've been at Venice Film Festival is that we've met with a lot of local producers, and something that I dream of is that we can partner with a local film production company and produce something that's really homegrown and amazing, and share that with the world. I think I found my tribe. I think we spend a lot of our time in life trying to find people that we connect with and that share the same interests. And I remember growing up as a kid, I was always obsessed with books, and I didn't realize at the time when I was small that I could have a career in an industry that's all about books. So I think for me, being able to find people who have similar interests has been really important. But I think beyond that, the other thing that it's given me is a chance to contribute and give back to the community here. So Dubai, where I live today, is my forever home, and Emirates is now my new country, my new home. So I'm not going anywhere, and it feels really nice to know that what I'm building will create some sort of legacy that will hopefully impact generations to come. Yeah, for us, we're really focused on fiction and nonfiction. We do publish children's books as well, and we've been known to publish some photography books, some historical books, and cookbooks as well, but 90% of what we publish falls into the adult fiction and nonfiction categories. It's so hard to pick one, because I think what we've done when we're curating the collection of books that we publish, we always focus on work that we know is going to have a positive impact on people, and authors who are really looking at their book beyond the book. So it's not just about their own personal passion. They also want to have an impact too. So it's hard to pick just one author, but if I had to, I would say Linda Bonner. And the reason I would pick her is because she was our first author. And so she was the first one who took a chance on us. So we were brand new. We were still figuring things out ourselves as a business. And she took a chance on us. And because of her, near 50 other authors have been published as a result of that. So I'd say she's perhaps had the biggest impact, and she's been a catalyst for a lot of other authors to come our way. Yeah, I think when you're pursuing any career, there's three things that it needs to do. One, it needs to lean into your strengths. So have a think about, what am I good at and where do my strengths lie? The second thing is, it needs to be inspiring or motivating in some way, because you are going to have to wake up every day and go to work and do it. And then there should be some sort of need or requirement for it. So if you look at the publishing industry in the Emirates today, what's missing? Is there anything you see where you could add more value? And I think if you can find that sweet spot between those three things, then you're going to have an exciting and very rewarding and fulfilling career in the industry. I think the first thing is being able to really see what the story is behind the story. So often when authors are coming to a publisher, they've got a lot of different ideas. They may have a draft manuscript. So being able to see beyond what's there is really important. So whether that's from a design and illustrative perspective or an editorial one, or maybe it's in marketing and you're like, what is the story beyond the story and how would it reach readers? I think that's really important. And then the other thing that I think I underestimated in the beginning of my journey was how important your network is. It makes a huge difference in a publishing house to be able to pick up the phone and call someone who can help you with printing, or maybe it's a rights agent who can help get a book translated, or maybe it's a film agent who is looking to acquire a book and you're able to pick up the phone and say, hey, I've got this amazing book that I think you'll love. So I think having a really big network and attending publishing events would be really important and is a path to success in the industry. So I think for us, the future is in film adaptations. I think that's the biggest focus for us, is looking at ways we can take the stories that we've already published and new stories that are out there and share them with other people who perhaps aren't picking up a book in a library or a bookstore, but are watching a film or a TV show. So being able to share stories in that way is going to be really important for us in the future. And then we hope to continue contributing to the community. I think Emirates Publishers Association has really embraced us and taken us in under their wings, and we've learned a lot through being part of their association. And I hope that we can continue to give back to other publishers and those that are up and coming in the industry, and also continue to grow the industry together, because I don't think any of us can do it alone. So the more we come together and join forces, the better it's going to be for everyone.